Rock and roll Chicago, rock and roll Chicago, my hometown. Well, I was born in the city, gonna rock the city, Chicago. Chicago rock and rollers are the best year I'm around.
Hey, this is Paul Martin
And Ray the
for
Roadie.
the Rock and Roll Chicago podcast.
Happy holidays, everybody. It's the end of the year.
It is. It is the end of the year. I don't know. I'm kind of sad to see 19 go.
Yeah, but the roaring 20s are right in front of us.
Yes, they are. But we started our podcast in 2019.
We did.
And we've got 28 episodes under our belt. That's not too bad.
Not at all. This is going to be number 29. This is our annual recap of the year, even though it's the first annual.
That's right.
Yeah, we've met with a lot of great people, man. It's like a lot of, just a lot of guys out there, a lot of gals, and some great music, some great entertainment.
Yes, we have, and we started out doing this in a live situation. We talked to the Dancing Noodles. We talked to five guys named Mo, both in clubs.
Oh yeah,
And it was kind of noisy.
Very noisy.
And we just had a little portable recorder that we used.
And we still use
And
that.
we still use it occasionally. Yes, we do. But now we've got a nice studio here at the Illinois Rock and Roll Museum.
On Route 66.
And it's working out great for us. Sounds really good, too.
It does. I really appreciate everything that Ron Romero and everybody with the involved with the museum has done for us. It's a great little place here.
Yes, it is. Yes.
And that's where we're at right now.
That's right.
Beautiful downtown Joliet.
So I mentioned the Dancing Noodles. We started off with the Dancing Noodles, and a band I know pretty well.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
I've heard of them a few times. I think I've seen them.
And we talked to Terry and Eddie Kammer. Terry Canning and Eddie Kammer, and
And some guy named Paul Martin.
Yeah.
He was with them too.
Yeah, I was interviewer and interviewee at the same
That's
time.
right. That's right.
But
That was a beautiful Riley's daughter in Oklahoma.
yes, it was. It was at Riley's daughter. Where I will mention that we will be playing along with anybody who wants to come. I might as well get this out there right now.
Who is anybody that wants to come? Is that a new band?
No, it's anybody who wants to come.
Oh, okay.
And hopefully you do come to see the Dancing Noodles and some of the old freewheeling guys. And it's a memorial service for Kevin Fabish, our sax player who passed away recently.
Yeah, there was a sad day.
It'll be January 12th at Riley's daughter, so be sure and come on out. And I'm not sure the time. I think it'll be sometime in the afternoon, but come on out. You can check the Dancing Noodles, maybe perhaps the Dancing Noodles website, or maybe Facebook. Yes, be sure and check out Facebook. Yeah,
It's all over the place.
So be sure and come on out for that, and it'll be a wonderful jam day.
Yes, it will be.
And then we moved on to five guys named Mo.
Five guys named Mo. Them guys have been around like forever. I mean, any weekend you look around, they're playing.
Yes, they are. They're busy boys.
Yes, they are. Jose, he's a little crazy, man. He just keeps booking, and they're out there. They play some great music.
Yes, they do.
Nice following.
Yes, they do. They play all over the South Side and all over everywhere, I guess, right?
Yeah, all over the place. And then the following week, our number 3 episode was Tynan. Enough said.
That's right. If you haven't heard that story, you can look it up.
You can look it up yourself, yeah. But it was a good interview. It was a good time. Then we moved along to episode 4, which was M&R Rush. I can't believe those guys are still together. I think they played my prom.
Did they? Yeah.
I think so. Yep. I think they did.
Yeah, I kind of know that band, too.
That's right. You would know them guys. Because you're from the area, right?
Right.
Yeah. You're from the area over there.
Yeah, from over by there.
Over by there, yeah.
Yes, the band, whoa. Sorry, the whole table just shook here. I think we had an earthquake.
I think we did have a little earthquake.
But the band is still playing, is still rocking and rolling after many, many years.
Many years. I think in about 3 years, it's going to be like 50.
Really?
I believe so.
Wow. Yeah, I guess you're right.
50 years in 2023. So make sure you guys make your plans to come and see the band in 2023 for the 50th anniversary tour.
That's right.
And still rocking. And still coming out with new music, too, on top of it, which is awesome.
Yes. Yes, we're still writing, and still out there rocking. Then we moved on to Jim Peterick.
Jim Peterick. I think, who is it? Oh, that's that guy from Ides of March.
That's right.
And Survivor.
Jim was a great interview and a great guy. He invited us to his home and his studio, and it was a beautiful place.
It was a great time with him. He's got a lot of stories, but he's been playing around with a lot of people for a long time.
Yes, he has. Almost 60 years, I'd say, close to that, right?
Yeah, probably. I know you want to get a few more years over you there, so
That's
okay.
right. That's right. But Jim showed us his collection of guitars. He showed us his car collection, and he was very hospitable to us.
Yeah, he's got some great guitars.
Yes, he does.
Some big money there, and he's still cranking out good music too.
Oh yeah. He's got the world stage thing that he does, and the Ides of March, and he's certainly a busy man.
And I think he's involved with that Cornerstones of Rock
Yes,
too.
he is.
Where they all get together.
Yes.
So who do we see after that?
After Jim Peterick, we visited. Episode 6 was with Cadillac Groove.
Cadillac Groove. Those guys are nuts.
They are indeed.
They are nuts, but they are so much fun.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They're a horn band.
They are a horn band, yes.
And they have a lot of fun. They go out and they play, and they are another band who is busy.
Yes, they are. And you know what? They got a unique song mix. It's from some rock. There's some soul, some funk, a little New Orleans influence.
Yes. Yeah.
And they are just so much fun. I mean, you really got to go out and see these guys. I mean, they go out and they play around the crowd. They walk around the clubs. I mean, it's something you've really got to see.
Yes, it is. And I've had the opportunity. We both have had the opportunity to work with them a little bit since then.
Do we have a phone call coming in?
Hello.
Paul, this is Ted.
Hi, Ted.
Well, look at this. We've got Ted Phillips on the line.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. How you been, Ted?
Oh, not too bad. Well, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you, too.
Thank you. So,
yeah. It's been a very interesting year.
Yes, it has. I'm sure it has for you.
Yes, it has.
It's like I told Paul the other day. I said, "Have you heard any good jokes lately?"
Yeah, how about it?
Well, Ted,
oh, God.
Ted, for those of you who don't know, has played with the band Tynan, and we'll leave that right there. But the band is band is broken up, and Ted has moved on to bigger and better things. Who are you playing with now, Ted?
Well, after the whole Tynan thing happened, I got so many calls from people that wanted to have me jump in with them, and I decided that I was going to take some time off. And the last 4 to 6 years, I've been pretty much working every weekend, and I got grandkids now and all that stuff, and I wanted to spend some time with them, So I told everybody, I'm just going to take a break. But I did get a call from a couple of particular guys that were forming a Whitesnake tribute band. And I said, "Oh, that's different." I said, I've never did a tribute band before. And, Whitesnake, kind of appealed to me. I kind of like the hard rock stuff. It's what I grew up with. And, there's not a lot of people doing it for many reasons why, First of all, David Coverdale's got one exceptional voice. It's very hard to cover,
Right.
So, but the musicians in the band are fantastic, and we're grabbing the bulls by the horn. It's called Bad Boys is the name of the band. We already did one debut show at Cheers out in Midlothian, and we're continuing on. We got about another 3 or 4 booked in the early summer or spring. And it's sounding good, and I'm having a lot of fun.
Well, that sounds great. That's great. Did it?
Have any of the other guys hooked up with any new bands?
The communication hasn't been there yet. A lot of us were, when everything happened, were pretty shocked about what went down. So I have played actually with two of the horn players, doing gigs at like casinos when I was filling in, substituting for other keyboard players and filling in with bands. And I show up at the casino, and then all of a sudden one of the horn players from Tynan was there, oh, hey, cool. So as far as I know, everybody's kind of gigging, just sitting in with bands here and there. I don't know of anybody that's got anything substantial yet, or anything that's
steady, right?
Steady, right. Yeah, steady kind of work. But I want to tell you, I don't know why, because every single person in that band, every single musician in that band was fantastic. They were wonderful to work with, and I enjoyed my time with the band, and I hope the best for all of them because they're exceptional musicians. Well, we had a good time.
That's great. That's very honorable of you, sir.
It's not even that. They deserve it. They were fantastic musicians, and I'm sure everybody's going to be getting in something soon.
Well, we're going to have to get together with the Bad Boys and do a Rock and Roll Chicago podcast with them.
Yeah, that would be great because the musicians that are in that band have been around for a long time. And they also play with other bands too, so it's kind of light duty, I guess you could say, only playing once or twice a month, and it's freeing me up. I haven't had that in a long time, and I'm actually really enjoying it.
That's good. That's good.
You got any shows coming up in the near future?
The soonest one I want to say is February 11th, I believe.
Okay.
At Tailgaters. We're going to be with the TNT Chicago. A lot of the bookings that we're going to be doing is going to be double bills, with other like type bands, whether it's a heavy metal show or an 80s show, something that we can, get seat in really good with those kind of bands. And it, gives everybody a little taste of what the White Snake is, or heavy metal, or 80s, whatever. It fits right in with all of those types of groups,
Well, it sounds like fun.
Yeah, and we do have a Facebook page too, so it's the Bad Boys. You can find it on Facebook. And like I said, we're having a lot of fun, letting our hair down, man.
There you go.
well, thanks for calling in. We appreciate you calling in and joining us today on our Year in Review, and we'll be sure and contact you to get together with the Bad Boys.
That sounds great, and I'm loving the podcast. They're all sounding great. You're having some great musicians, great bands on there. You guys are wonderful. I love what you're doing with this.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, guys.
All right. Good to talk to you, Ted.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, good to see that Ted's doing well.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
New with the Bad Boys. I got to get out and see them guys. So where were we?
We were talking about Cadillac Groove.
Cadillac Groove, those crazy guys.
But like I said, I started to say you and I have had the opportunity to work with them a little bit and do some shows with them as far as running the sound and working for them. And they sure are a lot of fun.
Yes, they are. Definitely I recommend you go out and see them. Anybody that's looking for something different, they're definitely different.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Then after them, we met with the world famous Mr. Tommy Shekel.
I got to tell you the story. We met with Tommy Shekel. We did our interview. It went about 40 minutes or so. And it wound up that we started talking, and we talked, and pretty soon it was midnight. We started at 7 o'clock in the evening, and pretty soon it was midnight before they were kicking us out of the place we were at.
Yeah, they were. It's just, the stories just kept going and going and going, but man, he's one funny guy too. That was just a riot.
Yes, Tommy Shekel, for those of you who don't know, played with the Buckinghams, and many other local groups. But
he was with the Leisure Suits with Johnny Brandmeier.
That's right. and now plays drums with Paul Revere and the Raiders.
Paul Revere's Raiders.
Paul Revere's Raiders. Excuse me.
That's right. That's right. And I guess they're going to be out and about quite a bit this upcoming year. They took a little hiatus this past year, but just did a minimal amount of shows. But he said this year they're going to be rocking it.
Yes, and then we moved down. We moved down to episode 8. We talked with who did we talk? Oh, the Neverly Brothers.
The Neverly Brothers.
Yes,
Kevin and Keg.
Kevin and Keg.
Garoshian.
That's right. And some great guys. I've had the opportunity to work with them many, many times in my days at the Blue Chip Casino, and they're just the fun with their stories that they tell about the evolution of rock and roll, and the way that Kevin tells them is just amazing.
He's a historian.
He is a historian.
I mean, my gosh. I mean, really, the guy knows a lot.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. And that was a fun interview. We did that one too, along with Tommy Shekels at a place called Gracie's. Well, it's not called Gracie's now. What's it called?
It's called the Old Plank Trail Tavern,
That's right.
But nobody ever seems to know what that place is. And then you say, it's Gracie's. And they're like, oh, yeah, I remember Gracie's.
Right.
Gracie's has been there since, like, the earth was, put together. Oh, great little bar out in downtown Frankfurt, right. And very comfortable place to go and do an interview before we had this beautiful studio.
And then we also met there with Strung Out, episode 9.
Yeah, episode 9. Them guys showed up too. They're kind of wacky themselves too.
Yes, they are. Yeah, very unique band though.
How about it? I mean, they play some music that nobody plays. I mean, come on, Electric Light Orchestra, stuff like that.
Right.
You got that cello, Steely Dan. Yeah, nobody plays that stuff.
Oh, hold on, we got another call coming in.
Hello, you're on the air.
Hey, Ray, Marty Martirosian.
Hey, Marty, it's Ray and Paul here with the Rock and Roll Chicago podcast. How you doing, buddy?
All right, how you guys doing?
We're doing good.
We're doing great.
Merry Christmas, not Happy New Year yet, but Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
So how you been?
Wait a minute, and Happy Holidays. That's the proper way to say it.
Well, it's politically correct.
Holidays. There you go. I'm doing great. How about you boys?
We're doing well.
Good. What are you doing? What's going on here, man?
We're doing our year in review. We're going through all the list of bands that we've talked with and contacted, and we thank you for calling in.
Oh, no problem. I want to say good job to you guys. I've listened to every episode.
Well, thank you.
Just want to let you know that. And I've learned so much about all this rock and roll Chicago stuff that goes on that I thought I knew, but I didn't know.
Well, it's been fun for us getting into the some of the insights in some of the bands, getting some of the backstories and some of the behind the scenes stuff that you don't always get to hear about.
You got it. Well, let me tell you something historic about Marty Martirosian.
Okay, sure.
All right.
Drum roll, please.
Yeah, there. Wait a minute. Hey, Paul, something.
Oh, oops. Sorry.
Something that Paul, you don't even know. How about that?
Okay.
All right. So as you know, we all hibernate. The M&R Rush hibernates in the winter months, that we say, and then we start playing again in May, but this year looks like we're going to start in April, a little earlier. But I was rehearsing the other day by myself, trying to learn how to play drums and the songs that we do, and I just got this wild idea to do something I haven't done since let me get this straight, 1972.
Well, I know it's not a drum solo.
No, that's right. Yeah, that's right. But so what I did is, my son, Kevin, as you know, is a drummer, and Kurt, when they come on over, they always look at my kit and they always say, how the heck do you play this thing? Everything is so far away. So what I did is, for the first time, and how many years is that? 72? So that's 80, yeah. 28.
I already said it's almost 50.
Yeah.
Is I made my drum kit, the setup, I changed it.
You did?
For the first time.
No, you didn't.
And it's, yes. And it's, I I have 4 tom toms, high tom toms, and I made them very close to me so that my sons can't jab me anymore, saying that, why do you play this way? It's so far to reach everything. So I don't know if it's just them saying that or me being as experienced in old age that it was harder for me to move my arms that far. So now they're real close, man.
So you didn't eliminate any, right?
No, did not. No, of course, did not eliminate any, but nice and close. So see, I told you something, Paul, that you didn't know about.
No, I didn't. I didn't know that. And I would say it just coming off of rotator cuff surgery. Maybe that's that I had. Maybe that's the reason. Your shoulders are starting to hurt you.
It's sympathetic pain.
That's right. It's all kinds of things. Fingers, shoulders, arms, hips, all that stuff. But anyway, hey, so have you talked to a lot of people today, or what? Am I the first one that I called in, or what?
No. We talked to Ted Phillips.
Oh, okay, good. How's Ted doing?
Ted's doing good. He's got a new band called Bad Boys,
a White Snake cover band.
Oh,
so he's doing
neat.
well.
We'll have to check that out sometime, right?
Yeah.
So does M&R Rush got a name for their tour for 2020, or?
Yes, in fact, we do. That's kind of a cool story. Is Jeff wrote a new tune. Let's. Oh my gosh, I just went blank. What is it called? What is it called, Paul?
I don't know.
New tune that Jeff. And you didn't do any research on me and your old band, right? I mean, what the heck, man? I hear you all the time, saying all this wild stuff to Ronnie Rice and Jim Peterick and stuff, and but nothing on your own band. I'll tell you, man.
Well, I figured I knew that,
anyway, Yeah, but the name the name of the tour is Let's Do It Again. All right, and
so you've done it before.
Yes, we have done it before,
okay.
and every year at the end of our yearly run, which is about 10, 12 shows a year, is we say to everybody, look at it and say, hey, do you want to do it again? Are we still having fun? This year we said yes, and we said, we always say, okay, let's do it again. So that's the name of the tour this year. Let's do it again.
And that came up from a song that Jeff wrote?
Yeah, actually, I can't remember what the name was, but what happened is Cher got used that name before we did, and her being a little bigger than us, we decided that we can't have the same name of the tour. And I really got down on Jeff, saying, Jeff, man, you co-wrote a song with Cher. Why didn't you tell her that she couldn't use it for her tour?
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
But if but anyway, so that's the name, and we're starting out early. And here goes a plug, man. I always got a plug, right? We're doing shows in April this year, and we got some new little theaters that are pretty cool that popped up. On April 3rd, we're going to be at Ron Onesti's club theater called Club 210 in Highwood, Illinois. So that'll be a new place for us. And then we're playing on Saturday, May 16th, the Venue Theater in Aurora, Illinois, which is a nice theater. And then we're going back already May 30th in Michigan, in Three Oaks, Michigan, at the Acorn Theater. And we have a bunch more dates that'll be popping up. So we're all excited.
Well, sounds good. We're going to have to get out and check you guys out. Oh, wait. I guess I'll be there, won't I?
Maybe I'll come out and check you out if I'm not busy.
Yeah, check it out, man. Check it out. But anyway, I wanted to say, good job, you guys. And so you're going into your second year, right?
Right.
Second year, season 2.
Yeah, but I do, and again, I'm not going to get down on you, Paul, on this. I'll get this to Ray, because Ray, I know, is handling all the business stuff of your podcast. I went today again to the post office, and I still did not get any royalty check for using Rock and Roll Chicago as your opening, man. So I just,
We'll have to check on that. I don't know. I'm sure the check went out.
I'm sure I'll have to check.
It's been lost in the mail.
It's it's our accountant. You just can't count on that guy.
There you go. Hey, the thing is, I do want to say thank you to both of you for using that tune for your opening. I really appreciate it. And
thanks for letting us.
You don't have to send us any checks.
Okay.
All right. Even though that I was trying to retire sooner than I was planning, but I won't depend on those royalty checks.
Yeah. Well, we only play 18 seconds of a song, so it's
we're within legal limits.
Right.
Yeah. So hey, listen, I heard that you're going to start traveling and go out of the country. From bands that started in Chicago.
Yeah. As soon as the budget, we got to take hold of that accountant. The damn accountant is not getting back to us.
It costs enough
great.
just to drive to Joliet.
There you go. But hey, it's great hearing from you guys. Really appreciate.
Well, thanks for calling in.
Everything, yeah, and everything that you're doing for the Chicago scene, and it's great entertainment, and it really motivates me. I always listen when I'm working out. I try to work out every week a couple times, and it's when I get my earbuds in and I listen to you guys, and it makes me do a couple more reps than normal.
Well, that's good. That's good.
But good job and Merry Christmas to both of you and Happy New Year.
All right, thanks for calling in, Marty. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Marty.
Okay.
Happy New
my
Year.
friends. Take care. All right, bye-bye.
Marty Martirosian from M&R Rush, the M of M&R. You know him pretty well, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Thought so.
Apparently not. I didn't know that it moves his drums.
I did not either. I mean, I just thought they just stuck in the ground there, and that's the way they always were. You didn't move nothing. So let's see. We were talking about the Strung Out guys.
Yes, we were.
And some amazing music that they put out.
Yes, Strung Out, like I said, is a very unique band, and we've got some great stuff. And they were fun to interview.
Yes, they were. We met with them at Gracie's, the old Plank Trail Tavern, too, and it was a good time
Gracie's,
with them.
wasn't it?
It was Gracie's,
Okay.
Yes. And then the
I thought you said
following
it was
week,
Gracie's.
Gracie's, the Greasy Spoon.
No, that's not bad. No.
Then the next week took us all the way out to the western suburbs to see the one and only Mitch Michaels.
That's right. We thought we'd interview Mitch. We got a chance to talk with him and talk about his book, which is
Doing the Cruise.
Doing the Cruise. That's right. Doing the Cruise with Mitch Michaels. And so we cruised out to the western suburbs, out to the river, to the radio station out there, and met with Mitch. And it was fun talking with Mitch.
Yeah, he's got some great history too in Chicago radio, and I mean he was instrumental with in disco demolition and the startup of some radio stations, and he's got a lot of history here in Chicago.
And if you get a chance, pick up his book. It's very interesting.
It's a very good book, very good. And then next week brings us to Kiss Kissay.
That's right.
Pez Band.
It was Pez Band. That's right. We met with Mimi and Mike Gorman, right? And here once again, Mimi invited us into his home, and we did an interview there in his little studio. And it was fun talking with Pez Band, one of the great bands from the 70s.
They really were, and they just didn't have the right breaks.
No, unfortunately they didn't. They were big local favorites, huge local favorites, and still are. And certainly wish they could get back together and do something.
It would be great if they could. It's like they said, just when they seem to be going on the right track, this band called the Talking Heads came out and ruined it for everybody.
Well.
It's just a change. I mean, it was a change. It was a musical style change.
They had a unique pop sound, and unfortunately, they just couldn't make a go of it.
Right.
But then we moved on to another unique band, a unique Chicago band with a pop sound, kind of a pop sound, and that was Frankie Capek. We talked to Frankie Capek of the Kind.
The Kind, yes, sir. They were very, very popular back in their day. I mean, they put out a couple of albums. They were out touring a lot with a lot of big names.
If you get a chance, check out episode 12 with The Kind. If Frankie had some great stories. Great stories. Some rock'em sock'em stories, I'll tell you.
Yes, he did. Then week 13 took us a little bit a little bit left of the rock and roll element with Hartsfield.
Yes, Hartsfield. I've been friends with Scott Bonshire forever, and we met with Scott and a couple other guys in the band, and it was fun talking with them, and of course they have their own flavor of country rock, I guess you'd call it.
Definitely good stuff. They're very popular, and they're still popular. But back in the day, they were big. They were playing everywhere.
But they're still out there playing, and a little bit different lineup. Some of the same guys. Some of the original members are still with them,
Right.
and they're out there still knocking it out. You can always check out their website to find out where they're playing.
Then week 14 brought us to the Melody Mart in Homewood, Illinois, where we met with John Fulstrom of Midnight.
Right, John, also a fantastic bass player, and wrote the book EADG 4. EADG 4, which is if you're looking to pick up a bass and learn to play bass guitar, this is where you learn it right there.
Definitely. That's it's I guess it's internationally known, that book.
Yes, it is, and
he's still playing. He plays with the Big Boppers.
And they're every Friday night at Mamma Mia's Pizza in Homewood.
Yes, sir. That's right.
It's kind of an acoustic thing that they do there, and it sounds like fun.
Definitely go check them out. And then week 15 brought us out to Joliet, Illinois, where we met with the founder and CEO of the Illinois Rock and Roll Museum on Route 66, Ron Romero.
That's right. Ron is doing a lot of great things for Illinois rock and roll, and if you have in the blues and every kind of music you can imagine that came out of Illinois, will be featured here where we're at right now at the Illinois Rock and Roll Museum on Route 66, and Ron is just an amazing guy.
Yes, he is. He's doing a lot of work here, putting in a lot of time. Hopefully, this place will be open middle of next year.
If you haven't yet, be sure and check out the Road to Rock radio station, roadtorock.org.
.net.
.net.
roadtorockradio.net.
.net. I'm sorry, and be sure and check them out on Facebook as well, because you'll find out all kinds of great things what's happening here at the Illinois Rock and Roll Museum, and so be sure and check that out and.
Yeah, they've got a blues concert coming up in February. I think it's like February 7th. There's going to be a concert. I believe it's here at the museum. And then in March, at the end of March, I believe it's the 29th, we're having the first Hall of Fame induction.
No, that's awesome.
So check that out on Facebook or on the website and to get more information on that.
Sounds good.
So week 16 kind of kept us in the Joliet, Plainfield area.
That's right, with a band called Saints and Sinners. They've been around for quite a long time.
Yes, they have, and they're still rocking it.
They are still rocking it and doing well and playing all over this Southwest area.
Yeah, and I think they said that they originally started in 64, was it?
Right, I believe
1964.
So. Yeah.
So that's longer than M&R Rush.
That's right. So as long as the Ides of March.
That's right. Exactly. So then week 17 brought us to the south suburbs,
where we met with Replay from the Heights.
The Heights.
Over by there.
They're on the south side there. Over by the Jewels.
That's right.
Yep. They're a bunch of crazy guys, too, and they're still rocking the south suburbs, southwest side, still out playing quite a bit.
Yes, they are. They're keeping busy. And so check out Replay from the Heights.
Then we met with the legendary Bobby Dunn.
Bobby Dunn, what a character, but what a good guy, and a great entertainer. He's been playing forever, but he left Chicago for some time, went to the West Coast, went to Hawaii, and now he's back in Chicago. You can catch Bobby Dunn just about anywhere on the South Side.
And Bobby held on to the old tradition of he doesn't post any of his shows on Facebook or online. You call his hotline to get information on where he's playing.
That's right. And that number is
Bobby's hotline is 708-267-3339. So episode 19 brought us to Hillside, Illinois.
Hillside.
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 What happened in Hillside?
We met with Tom Duty and J.C. Hook of the Crying Shames.
It was a fun time there.
That was a great time. That was a good time. Great crowd. Holy cow.
Yeah, they packed it in over there. I was really amazed. People brought their lawn chairs out, sat out there, and picnic benches and everything else, and watched the Crying Shames perform. Right.
Yep.
Right out in the open there, right in the middle of a park somewhere.
Yeah, it was a park. Yeah, somewhere in Hillside. It was a great show, though. A lot of fun.
Yes, it was. Yes,
Beautiful night. Beautiful.
And Tom Duty was a very interesting person. He's got some great stories as well. So be sure and check out episode 19 with the Crying Shames.
19 with the Crying Shames. Episode 20, we wound up going up to the north side of Chicago. Met with Mr. Doug Julin.
Doug Julin, who many of you may know from the Steve Dahl radio broadcast, or the Steve Dahl podcast, I should say now.
Yep.
But you may know him from the radio broadcast as well.
And he's with Poi Dog Pondering. He's with Expo 67.
76.
Or 76, I'm sorry. You know, you
dyslexic,
get my age and stuff. You forget these things. And he's got a new band, the Sunshine Boys, which I've listened to their first album. They've got a new one coming out soon. Really some great music. Yes, it is.
It's very unique stuff. And Expo 76 is a lot of fun stuff too.
Yeah, definitely. He's a classy guy, man. It was a great interview with him.
Yes, it was.
So, okay, then on the 21st, we're back here at the studio.
Yes, it was actually our first one here at the studio.
I believe it was our first real interview at the studio, and that was with Tony and Gala of Joker.
Yes, a Joker, another band who had been around for a while, kind of left the scene for some time, and is now back. And if you like ballads, rock ballads, if you love some heavy rock and roll, you might want to check out. Not heavy, more like aluminum.
Titanium?
It's a kind of aluminum rock and roll.
Yeah, Reynolds Wrap.
Not heavy metal.
Reynolds Wrap.
But some great ballads too. Be sure and check out our episode with Joker, with Tony and Gala, and that was episode 21.
22 brought us another unique band, Classical Blast.
Classical Blast. I've had the once again another band I've had the pleasure of working with several times. And they mix classical music with rock and roll, thus the name
Classical Blast.
Correct. So, but if you haven't heard them, you've got to go out and see them. And they've got a cello and a violin and an acoustic guitar, and they've just got an array of instruments that bring you back to some classical sounds.
Yeah, and they do some like mashups. They mash up some classical music with some rock songs, and
yes, they do. And we played some of that on our podcast, so be sure and check them out.
Yeah, definitely.
Classical Blast.
Okay, episode 23. We met with one of the Beatle brothers, Jay Gepner.
Jay Gepner, yes.
That's a busy boy.
Yes, he is. Yes, he's doing all kinds of projects. As a matter of fact, I know he just got back from Brazil.
He did. He was in Rio.
Yes, doing a Beatles thing there. He's a Beatles aficionado. He's a John Lennon aficionado, and you might want to check out Jay Gepner if you don't. I've known Jay for many years, but he's definitely a talented individual.
Yeah, you definitely listen to the podcast. You'll find the story about how he was basically discovered on the Jonathan Brandmeier show.
That's right. Interesting story. Very interesting story.
Then after meeting with Jay, we went and met with Greg Potter, originally of Teenage Radiation. Now, that was quite a unique interview.
Yes, it was. We talked with Greg for probably 2 hours, at least.
At least.
And this was our first two-part podcast. we had so much we had to split it up into 2 parts. But he's got some great stories, and he can talk. The boy can talk. I don't know. You've put a quarter in him, I think.
Yeah, how about it? He just wouldn't stop. But really, some fascinating stuff and some funny stuff. It was a great time with him.
So we split it up into 2 parts. Part 1 was kind of the early years of Greg Potter, and part two was his
the Buddy Rich days.
The Buddy Rich days. He now plays with the Buddy Rich band, which he tells in the interview that he's not trying to be Buddy Rich. Nobody can be Buddy Rich.
That's right.
But he gets to play with the band and a lot of the members of the original Buddy Rich Orchestra, and he certainly Greg certainly fits the bill.
And Buddy's daughter Kathy Rich is part of the band.
Right, Kathy Rich puts the whole thing together, and is an integral part of the whole thing.
Yep. So if you get a chance, check out the Buddy Rich Band online on Facebook. Check out Greg Potter. You definitely got to check out the podcast. It's quite a unique interview.
That's episode 24 and episode 25.
24 and 25. Episode 26 brings us to Mark Dawson. It was our first phone-in interview, actually.
Yes, it was. Yeah, that's right, it was.
Yeah, he called us up from Orlando, Florida, where he currently resides. Mark has played with a number of Chicago bands.
Yeah, yes, he has. He played with The Dreamer. He played with Street Kids. Now is the bass player for the Grassroots. And
lead singer.
And lead singer for the Grassroots. And also...
he's got his own radio program down there every Thursday night. Just look it up on Facebook or on his website. All the information will be there.
He does a lot of private shows.
Definitely does a lot of private shows. And then finally after Mark...
Well, hold on. I got to tell you that Mark wins the award for the craziest story.
Oh, I forgot about that. You are definitely right. That was nuts.
Yeah, it's a story about an old roadie who just check out the podcast. It's episode 26, and to hear this story that Mark tells us about a roadie who lost their truck. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, definitely. Lost the truck. Find out what happened to the truck.
That's right.
And to the roadie.
And so be sure and check that out. That's Mark Dawson, episode 26 of the Rock and Roll Chicago podcast.
Then we had our second phone interview right after Mark. We spoke with Mr. Ronnie Rice.
Ronnie Rice.
Yeah, baby.
Ronnie's been playing forever. He played with the New Colony Six. Was the lead singer and songwriter for the New Colony Six for many, many years, and now just does shows on his own with himself, his acoustic guitar.
On his own would be with himself.
Yes,
right? Yeah.
Well, on his own by himself. By himself on his own.
On his own.
Whichever way you want to look at it. And just his acoustic guitar and the audience. And he knocks out an hour and a half of rock and roll that will blow your mind.
Yep, it's really good if you get a chance to see him around here. He pretty much stays around the Chicagoland area nowadays. He doesn't do a lot of traveling, so you have a very good opportunity to catch him somewhere around here.
You can go to RonnieRice.com.
RonnieRice.com. He's also on Facebook. And then finally, we closed out the year with episode 28 with the band Sundance.
Yes, the band Sundance Horn Band. We interviewed them right here in our studio and at the Illinois Rock and Roll Museum, and they were fun. They were fun.
They were a lot of fun, and man, they got everything covered. They're doing weddings. They're doing private functions. They're doing clubs. They're doing festivals. What's left?
I don't know, but they've got it covered.
They've got everything covered, and they're really a good band. I saw them here a month or two ago at the Forge here in Joliet. We're doing a fundraiser for the Illinois Rock and Roll Museum on Route 66, and they were the headlining band for the evening, and very entertaining.
I'm surprised that I've never crossed paths with them somewhere along the line. Perhaps I did and didn't realize it, but I didn't know any of the band members. But they've been around since 1980 or so.
In the 80s, right?
And because he said 40 years was coming up.
40
years.
But I think he said they cover a lot of areas. They do play a lot of areas, but predominantly the southwest suburbs, west suburbs, You know, so
South side.
the south side, yeah. But they are going up to Huntley for New Year's Eve, they said, because their drummer lives up there. So I guess they're throwing him a bone and going to go up there.
Yes.
So, well, that kind of wraps up our first year on our podcast, 28 episodes. I think that's pretty good, Paul.
Yes, it is. And we want to remind everybody, if you got a band you'd love to hear us hear about, get some insight into, some behind-the-scenes stuff, somebody who you just like to hear us interview, be sure and contact us on our Facebook page.
Our website, or drop us an email at info@rockandrollchicago.net.
And we'll be sure and get to it and try and get that band contacted. And if you have their contact information, that'd be great. And
for some shameless self-promotion, if any of you sponsors out there that would like to help out the Rock and Roll Chicago podcast, drop us an email too.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for listening. This is our year-end review, our year-in review.
That's right.
And we want to wish everybody a Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. We'll see you guys all back in 2020.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Chicago, rock and roll